Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dead Unicorn, the tabletop role-playing game club. My name is Corey, and I am joined today with Sebastian and Tarek. Say hello, gentlemen.
Hey, hello. How are you?
When I was a kid, the best technology we had were just the dice. We had little plastic dice. Even before my time, you had to fill in the dice with like a crayon.
Are you talking back when you have to like fold the paper to make the die?
No, I don't.
I remember in the D&D, in one of the early D&D box sets, there was paper that you folded into a die, and you could roll the die like that.
Origami technology.
It was like the worst. They were terrible. I know my brother had some, and I was like, "Where did you get these?" And he was like, "Oh, I had a D&D little like beginner box set, and that's what it came in. Came with those little paper dice."
That's amazing. Sebastian, you got anything like that you encountered in your life?
No, I actually started pretty late with role-playing games. So I think like it was 2010 or something like this. So pretty late. And then also already the digital side was already on their way, kind of. I mean, I started with books, with the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game.
That's pretty recent.
Yeah, that was my intro.
Fantasy Flight did a lot of stuff.
When I got the Fantasy Flight Star Wars game, they came out with a die rolling app on your phone at the same time, which had all of the special dice and regular dice that you could use to do that. Let's see if I can bring that up. I still have it on my phone.
I remember you showing me this on your iPhone.
Yeah.
I have an iPhone, and I was like, I have a crappy like flip phone still.
So
you're like, yeah, but look at this.
I don't know if you can see this on the camera.
Oh, there's L5R dice on there.
There's an L5R dice one too, yes.
So I did not even know that existed. I should get that. I'm going to download that right now.
They had like a really early version. It was like 1.1 for a long time, right? And they never updated it, right? It was like Fantasy Fly's digital side of things.
We'll give ourselves a little Imperial wallpaper here, and then we can change our dice down here and just start rolling dice and which ones you want to keep and which ones you want, and then you just do that and the die rolls.
Wow. So there are two, I'm looking at it right now. There are two different L5R dice apps. One by Fantasy Flight Games, which has 3 stars, and one by some random guy who that has 4 stars. So there's apparently an even better L5R dice.
Oh yeah,
on the iPhone.
This happened with Numenera too. They came out with an app that was supposed to make your characters. And when the first book came out, it worked fine and perfect. And as they started adding books, they never updated that app. So the app just got left behind. They never increased its functionality. They never, and that it seems to be the way these role-playing game companies work. Do you remember Dungeons & Dragons 3rd Edition? When it came out, there was a CD-ROM you could get called Dungeons & Dragons eTools.
Yeah, I do remember.
And it was so good and so lovely. It was the best thing to make a character. And then more Dungeons & Dragons books came out, and we pestered ebooks to keep updating it. And they're like, no, our license was just for the first thing, and they don't want to give us any more money, so we're not going to do it anymore. And we're just like pulling our hair out. Like, this was amazing.
Someone open sourced it at least. Yeah.
This was amazing, and I don't know why they didn't continue to use that product. And that allowed like Roll20 to just kind of fill that gap.
Roll in. So do you remember before Roll20 was a thing? Before Roll20, before Abra, before all this other stuff, there was an app that came with, originally it was just Paizo material right after 3.5 and 4.0 launched, D&D 4, 4th edition. Paizo and Pathfinder came out, and it was getting really big, and they built an app, and I think it was called Hero Foundry, something like that. And you could go in and make your character, and had all of the like, you had to purchase each game, each like expansion, each supplement individually on the app, and then you could build your character on there, and it was like the most detailed system that I had seen up to that date. But it was expensive, so it was like prohibitive for most people, because it was like, here's like a $35 subscription fee, and you have to buy the books on that service, even if you bought them physically.
It's the same kind of way with D&D Beyond and Roll20.
Yeah.
Now I have to buy the books on D&D Beyond. I have to buy the books on Roll20, and the books are the same price as if you bought a physical copy.
Physical book.
And
you don't get to have a physical copy. Yeah.
On one side, I kind of get it, right? Why buy the book to make, because a lot of people are just buying the book to get those character options so they can make good characters with it. Game masters, when they make books for just game masters, it doesn't sell as much as if you can give it that broader appeal. And if you can just get a program to make your characters, all you want is that little tiny bit of character creation stuff, but they want to make the entire book sale, right? And that's the trade-off you're making there.
D&D Beyond has this really weird thing where they'll let you buy piecemeal, right? Like if you can't afford the book, you can buy the class or you can buy the item that special.
I have not seen that
book. But it feels very disingenuous because, in my opinion, you could still make a ton of money by just, if you buy the book on D&D Beyond, we ship you the physical book. But then you unlock all of the book features on D&D Beyond as well, right? That way you get something that's physical, because if D&D Beyond at any point starts to fail or some other competitor to D&D Beyond comes out that's much better, like there are competitors, there's G-Sheets, there's all kinds of stuff that will work with all of the other technology that kind of supports D&D Beyond. Like there's Avra, which is the dice bot kind of command center.
So you can play on, you can use
D&D.
You can use your D&D Beyond sheets on Discord.
You can do it on Foundry, you can do it on Roll20, you can do it on, so it exports all this stuff to different places, but you can do the same. There are compendiums for all of these different services as well. So you don't necessarily need D&D Beyond. So if in some crazy world D&D Beyond stopped being like a major competitor, then you kind of lose all that money and value that you put into it. And then it's just sunken cost that's keeping you there.
Sasha brings up a good point. If you buy everything piecemeal like that, it's way more expensive.
It is,
and
exactly.
when you buy all of the books, they have bundles on D&D Beyond, and you'll get a substantial discount if you spend $1,000 to get all of the books.
Yeah, if you want to spend $700, you'll get all of the books, but they're like only. There'll be source books, right? These are like all of the core rules that you need. But then if you want any of the actual like campaign books, then you need to go do another bundle and buy that for another $500. And it's like,